Hello and welcome to the WordPress series. This is the second session in the series on setting up a website through WordPress. This session is about downloading, installing, configuring WordPress. So, in this session, we are going to look at what is WordPress, why is it so popular, what is the difference between WordPresscom and WordPress.org, where to begin as a novice, what is database, how to set up database, how to download WordPress, how to upload WordPress on your website, how to install and configure WordPress, how to log into admin account. So to begin with, what is WordPress? It is an open source software which is a content management system, a CMS. It is a framework which has specific basic functionality which can be extended as per requirements. When we say it is a content management system, by content we mean the content that you're going to upload on your website in the form of media. It could be audio for podcast, video for videos that you would like to share, images, that is the graphical content, which could be a GIF or an image or an illustration. Content could also be textual documents. The management part of WordPress is that it helps to manage and organize content on your website, and as a system, it helps to systematically put together everything and is an enhanced platform for administrator. Why is WordPress so popular? Major reason is because of the functionalities that it provides through plugins, and currently there are more than 50,000 plugins available in WordPress. It is popular because of easy administration, user friendliness. It can be enhanced for layout using themes, features using plugin, a large number of availability of themes and plugins, both for free and premium, or even freemium. Freemium is where certain features of the theme or plugin would be available for free and other advanced features would be available at a premium. Customization of layout through CSS and HTML. You can use various themes for custom layout, and even within those themes, you can customize it further using some coding in CSS and HTML. The most important feature of WordPress is the Visual Composer, which is a drag and drop, using which you can drag the elements and drop them wherever you want on the web page. So it makes it easy to design a web page. Last but not the least, the editor. WordPress has a WYSIWYG editor, that is, what you see is what you get. So all these features and more are responsible for making WordPress so popular. WordPress.com versus self-hosted server. What is the difference between having a blog post on WordPress.com or a website on a self-hosted server through WordPress.org? There is a difference between the two, although both are WordPress based. But on WordPress.com, you do not have to install WordPress software, whereas on a self-hosted website, you will have to download and install the software. On WordPress.com, you can have a free or custom, that is a paid domain name, whereas on a self-hosted server, it is mandatory to purchase a domain name. On WordPress.com, you do not have to purchase a hosting plan, that is, you do not have to pay for hosting the website, whereas on self-hosted server, you need to purchase a hosting plan. On WordPress.com, there are limitations on using a theme and plugin depending on the plan that you have chosen. On a self-hosted server, there are no limitations on using a free or premium theme and plugin. On WordPress.com, you get extra traffic via WordPress network. On a self-hosted server, you need to promote your website in order to get extra traffic. On WordPress.com, you can connect with other bloggers, search via tags, whereas on self-hosted server, there are no networks available since it is an independent website. On WordPress.com, you do not have full control over monetization. On a self-hosted server, you have full control over monetization via AdWords and their placement. Where to begin as a novice? Start with a free plan on WordPress.com. This will help you to get a basic understanding of the working of website. It will help you to understand the admin dashboard, how to interact with the customers or the users on your website, and the basic setup of a website. Next, you can upgrade to paid plan, work with advanced features on the paid plan, installing plugin, installing theme, working with SEO and Google Analytics. If you wish, you can omit the upgradation to a paid plan and directly move on to a self-hosted website on WordPress.org. For setting up a website using WordPress.org, you need to purchase hosting for self-hosted server, link domain name with the hosting, access cPanel of the website, that is the website backend, create a database for WordPress, download WordPress software, upload software on web server, install WordPress. What is a database in WordPress? Database is the container of website data. This includes the media that you upload, the text, the links, basically every content on your website is stored in the database in one form or the other. So for that, you need to create an empty database, allocate a user for database management, that is the database user, link the database to WordPress software at the time of configuration. The essential tables are automatically created when you configure the database with the WordPress software. And then as you keep on adding the content to the website, it will be added to relevant tables within the database. So all you need to do is to set up the database. First, allocate a database user and link that database to WordPress at the time of configuration. This we will see in a while. What are the system requirements for setting up WordPress? At the time of purchasing the hosting plan, you should keep these requirements in mind. For database, you need MySQL 5.6 and above, PHP 7.3 and above. Web server could be a Windows-based, Linux-based, XAMPP, that is cross-platform, or Macintosh-based web server. Operating system, WordPress is compatible with multiple operating systems. It has cross-platform compatibility. Browsers, WordPress is compatible with most of the popular browsers, that is Internet Explorer 8 and above, Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, Opera. And finally, you need to have HTTPS support. As of date, HTTPS, that is the SSL certificate, should be enabled on your hosting. So these are the system requirements as of date, which might change in due course of time with changes in the basic WordPress software. So you should keep a check on the system requirements from time to time. Now let us see first of all how to set up a database. For setting up a database, you need to log into your cPanel account. Once you have logged into the cPanel, scroll down towards the databases section. Here, go to MySQL database wizard. The first step is to create a database, that is, give a name to the database. Next, create a database user, enter a password, You can use a password generator. Once you select a password, make sure to copy and save it on your system locally. Check I have copied this password in a safe place and click on use password. Create user. The third step is to grant privileges to the database user for the database that you have created. For this, click on all privileges because you want this database user to be able to create, modify, delete, view the data from the database, and also to perform other activities on the database and tables. So you will have to give all the privileges to this database user. Next, so the user has been added to the database. Now we have an empty database. You can check that by going into MySQL databases, and you can see that the database is there in the database column and privileged user is there in the privileged users column. The size of the database that we have created is 0.00 MB because it is absolutely empty. Now we need to download the WordPress software. For this, we will go to wordpress.org, click on Get WordPress, download WordPress. Once it has been downloaded, go back to your cPanel account. Under the Files section, go to File Manager. Go to public_HTML. This is the root folder for your website. You will see a folder by the name of your website. Go inside that folder. It must be an empty directory. Here you need to upload the WordPress software that we just downloaded. So go to Upload, select File, select the software, and you can see that the upload is complete. Go back to the folder, and here you can see that the zip file is available. Now select, go to Extract. Where do you want to extract it is under your domain name. Close, reload. Here you can see that there is a WordPress folder that has been created and all the contents of the WordPress software are present within that folder. But what we need is we need the WordPress software to be under our domain name, not under any subfolder within the domain. So here you will have to select all, move, to the domain folder and move files. Go back and you can see that all the content of the WordPress folder have been moved to the domain folder, and the WordPress folder is now empty. So you can just delete this folder. And then you should also delete the zip file that you have uploaded. Now WordPress has been uploaded onto your website. Let us see how will we configure that. For that you need to go to your website. You will notice as soon as you enter your domain name in a tab, it is going to redirect you to the config.php file for the configuration of WordPress. So the first step in configuration is to select the language for your site. I will select English. Continue. Next step is to configure the database. Let's go. The database name that you just created on the cPanel. The database username that you created for the database user. Password for the database. Let database host remain to localhost, and table prefix, let it be to the default. Submit. Now we can run the installation. Here you need to enter the website details, the site title, the admin username. This username will be the administrator's username. Don't forget to save it locally onto your system within a file. Password, also copy and save it on a file on your system. Your email, that is the email for the website that you will be using. Search engine visibility, you can decide if you want the search engines to index your site or not, and then click on Install WordPress. Success, WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. So now you can go to the admin login. Notice the URL for logging into your admin account is the domain name /wp-login.php. Enter the username and password for the admin that you have entered at the time of configuration. Login. And here is the dashboard. Now when you visit your website, and if you see upon visiting your website, if you are again redirected to the config.php page, then you need to clear the cache of your browser. In Chrome, go to the three dots on the top right corner, More Tools, Clear Browsing Data. I am clearing the cookies and cached images and files. Clear data. After clearing the cache of the browser, you can see that I have reached the default homepage for my website that comes with the default theme of WordPress. In this session, we looked at creating a database user, linking the user with database, downloading WordPress, uploading WordPress onto your site, installing WordPress, configuring database to the WordPress, setting up the admin account at the time of installing WordPress, and logging into the admin account. In the next session, we will be exploring the admin dashboard. So that's about this session. See you in the next session. Thank you very much.